Welcome to Christian Life Adventure, and thanks for joining us today. Today's topic is, what is faith? Or another way you could phrase that would be, what is belief? As much as these two terms are used throughout our daily conversations, whether that's someone attacking Christianity, or whether that's teaching Christianity, or understanding and discussing the basis of it, it's still somewhat a misunderstood biblical term. What I mean by that is, sometimes we'll say it's one thing, but when we look at it in our life, it's a little different. So let's evaluate this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
When someone discusses faith or belief, how do they apply it? For some that attack Christianity, it's some pie in the sky, some make-believe thoughts that aren't based on anything. And for some of us, it's a very concrete, real thing. It's tangible, and there's evidence to support it. Those are two completely different positions talking about the same thing. So why do people not see the same thing when they evaluate that term? Let's look at real life. In real life, things go wrong. There's an ideal life, one that's not actually lived, and there's an actual life, the one that is actually lived. When you think about what your ideal life would be, there's probably no work in it, there's probably no bills in it, no financial issues, there's no arguments with a spouse, there's no cars breaking down, there's no accidents, there's no babies crying, there's no changing diapers at 3 in the morning. It's just quite a different scenario. It is full of mountaintops, and we can talk about those, great moments, like the birth of that baby, like the moment you bought the car or the house or met the spouse. And then there's the valleys when things don't go according to plan. And nobody plans to wake up and put on their socks and they put on their shoes and then they leave the house in a great mood and have an accident. Or they go to the doctor and they get a bad diagnosis. How about if you lose a loved one at a young age, younger than you ever imagined possible? How about if you went to the bank and got robbed? We don't plan for real life. We plan for success, and that's our ideal life. So where does faith come in all of this? Well, when you go to sit in a chair, you sit in it. You don't pick it up and turn it upside down and evaluate the whole thing and then decide if you're going to sit in it. You walk into a store or a business and you see a chair while you're waiting in line and you sit in it. That is faith. You had faith that that chair would hold you up. And it does. Outside of the one rare occasion where something was wrong with it, and in this day and age now we have a lawsuit evidently, you believed that that chair would hold you up. And so you put your trust in it. You relied on it. You put that faith into action. Your actions supported what your mindset was. You thought it would hold you up, and therefore you sat on it. And in life, that's how it should be. We should believe in God, and therefore our actions should reflect that. But how many people, how many of us, does that not apply to as those mountaintops turn into valleys? When things go wrong, when the diagnosis happens, do you really believe the same thing that you believed on Sunday morning when you were singing songs about God healing you? Or are you so encompassed with fear that there is really no faith? That's where the rubber meets the road. That's when we see what is happening. Then we know where our faith is at. Now that's a little different from how people will view it and attack you with it. Some people just believe that everyone who believes or everyone who has faith is grasping at straws with no other options. They don't believe that there's anything tangible that you've experienced that has made your faith stronger. They just believe it's a pie in the sky hope based on you don't have any other options. And a lot of people believe that. I used to believe that. And then there's those of us that have had experiences in life that we can look back on, and they're tangible. That you knew you were in a desperate situation and you reached out to God and He changed the situation. Or no matter how many times you've been cornered, you've turned to Him in prayer and pleaded your case and trusted in it, and He came through. Not occasionally, but time after time after time. And through that, your faith, like a muscle, has grown. It was stressed and strengthened. And now you look in the mirror and you can see all of those examples, and your faith gets more and more persuasive. More and more, you're persuaded that you can rely on it, and you can rely on Him. So it's time to look in the mirror. What can we learn about ourselves when things happen? When life happens, when things go wrong, when things aren't as expected, when terrible, bad situations arise, when the devil has attacked us and we've fallen on the ground and we're hurting and suffering. But it starts, again, with looking back. Look back at your previous experiences. What's happened? Look back at the times that you've prayed. It does have value to journal your prayers. Then you can go back and look at the prayers and see if they were answered, and that strengthens your faith. Just as reading the Old Testament should strengthen your faith as you see the examples of the parting of the Red Sea. So, as you look back, not like Lot's wife, but look at what history has taught you. Not what other people say about history, not what I have faith in because of what God did for me. That's helpful. That's great. And that could be your start. But you should get to the point where you're looking at your history with God, and what that has taught you, and what it is continuing to teach you today. And use that muscle memory, use that valuable past to look back and trust Him in the next situation. Now, some situations look so desperate, so out of control, that the natural circumstances and situations are screaming at you. And the verses and the history and the past are just quietly whispering. That's where it's up to you, no matter what it looks like, to trust Him. To trust Him anyways. Trust Him despite the midst of the situation. Trust that His ways are higher than your ways, and no matter what He's allowed, He already has a solution in mind. Listen, life is not perfect for anyone, but life's issues can reveal what your true state is. See, it doesn't matter what Jane or John across the street have for faith. It just matters what you have, because their faith can help get you started, but you must lean on and rely on your faith in your life and in your given situations and circumstances. So look at those and see what it reveals about your true state, where your faith is, how stable is it, and it can make that faith stronger as you use it like that muscle. And it grows as you lean on and you depend on Him. You can do this. Trust Him. He's worthy. He has a wonderful Father, and He has great plans for each and every one of us. And the more that you trust Him, the more you lean on Him, the easier it is. You could have stood in line waiting all that time, but you trusted that chair to hold you up. And it was easier on you because you could relax. Relax in trusting God. He's worthy and He's wonderful. He's a great Father. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Thanks for liking and subscribing and watching.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.